message. Superintendent King Lawrence went to close to a dozen different schools in the district to take a look at the safety precautions in action for the first time. At Stop 7, he says he was nothing but pleased.
Things have run smoothly. We haven't had any issues with students or adults wearing masks. We haven't had any issues with social distancing, practicing in the hallways for how they go from place to place and making sure that they have the proper distance between them. We've watched some high school students in cafeterias. We've watched elementary students in their classrooms eating lunch, and I feel real good about it. It's gone very smoothly today.
And this was only the first group to return. The first day of school for the second group of traditional learners will be on Wednesday. And coming up at 6, you'll hear the plans the district has to reopen some schools to full capacity in just a few weeks. Reporting in Aiken, Kennedy Harris, on your side.
Students learning from home full-time also started today. Here's a look at Aiken Innovate. We spoke with several parents, and they told us although there were some early technical difficulties, things went pretty smooth. There were some delays in getting logins to parents, but the school system says that's sorted out now. For students who did choose to learn from home, they can't change to in-person until January. Families who rely on summer food programs will now have access to those programs until the end of the year. Today, the USDA announced it was extending waivers for the program until December 31st. The waivers were set to expire today for schools that have already opened. USDA Secretary Sonny Perdue talked about this late decision.
And the reason we waited until the end of August to announce this is because we wanted to have the latest data. And that's sometimes 60 to 90 days in arrears coming in from the school system. They have 60 days, and sometimes it's 90. So the best data we're operating on is April of this past year.
Perdue said the summer food programs will be allowed to operate just as they have been.
To weather now, August on the way out, September on the way in, and Riley says the heat and humidity are here to stay.
Unfortunately, it's not going in the right direction for us this week, Richard. So it is a nice afternoon. It's actually going to be one of the cooler afternoons for us this work week. So enjoy it while it lasts. It is a beautiful afternoon to be out on the Savannah River. Nice look here from EarthCam. We're only at 91, and I say only 91 because this is actually one of the cooler days that we're going to experience this week. The heat index is below triple digits, and for the rest of this week, we're expecting to be at least over 100 on the heat index most afternoons. We're not tracking too much in the way of showers or storms today, so if you have any plans to step out the next few hours, should be dry for you. We are going to hang on to some clouds overnight. That should help keep our temps generally in the mid-70s. We are expecting to only heat up this week. We'll take a look at that hot forecast coming up.
Riley, thanks a lot. An 18-year-old is being charged after an accident in Aiken County that took the life of a teenage girl. 18-year-old Kamari Frazier has been booked on a charge of reckless homicide in 18-year-old Morgan Duthitt's death. Earlier this month, the Aiken County coroner says Frazier was driving on Whiskey Road when Duthitt was in the passenger seat. The coroner says the car crashed, causing Duthitt to be ejected. She was pronounced dead at the scene.
State and federal officials have agreed to completely remove weapons-grade plutonium out of South Carolina, including at the Savannah River site. That's part of a settlement that was announced today, which will also pay the state $600 million. Right now, officials say there are 9.5 metric tons of plutonium still at SRS. The Attorney General says as part of the deal, the Department of Energy will get over a decade to come up with a strategy to move the material.
In exchange for this upfront payment, South Carolina will provide the Department of Energy with a grace period of 15 years to either implement other viable disposition pathways or remove the 9.5 metric tons of plutonium, which is what's remaining after they've removed 1 metric ton, and remove it to another location.
Officials say they're confident all the plutonium will be removed from the state by 2037.
The Postmaster General is being subpoenaed by a House committee over those changes, which lawmakers say contributed to a mail slowdown. The committee chair says she plans to serve the subpoena on Wednesday. The University of South Carolina's football team makes the decision to skip practice today to hold this demonstration for racial equality. Gamecock players and staffers speaking in front of the Russell House on USC's campus. Head coach Will Muschamp said the team wanted to make a statement on their campus. He said he supports the team's decision to hold the rally and talk about issues that are important to them. Gamecock players say it's about unity.
I'm just asking for change. I'm asking for help. I'm asking for insight. So everybody can understand each other, and one day we can someday overpass this and see better days.
This unity that I'm talking about is not people being forced to have the same beliefs, but rather coming together on a agreement to understand the differences we may have.
The Gamecock coach also said they would use this day to test players for COVID-19.
At our local hospitals, AU Health with 31 new cases today, a lot fewer than we're used to seeing, 68 COVID inpatients. University Hospital seeing 23 new cases as 45 people are in the hospital there. 10 new cases today between Doctors Hospital, Aiken Regional, and Charlie Norwood VA. Just 11 people now in the hospital at Doctors.
Across Georgia today, 1,500 new cases as the state hits 270,000 total cases. 28 more people have died. In the last month, the positive test rate has dropped 3% to about 9.5%. In South Carolina, 651 new cases today. That's after 2 days in a row of 1,000 new cases. 12 more people have died. Hundreds of employees at Universal Orlando Resort hotels are losing their jobs. Company Lowe's Hotels announcing more than 800 employees at 3 resorts are indefinitely furloughed or permanently terminated. A company director says the surge in coronavirus cases over the summer, along with other states ordering Florida travelers to quarantine, caused an unexpected reversal in bookings.
TikTok's deal to sell its U.S. business could be announced as soon as tomorrow. Right now, a partnership between Microsoft and Walmart is one of the top contenders. The sell price is expected to be in the range of $20 to $30 billion, but the deal could be slowed by the Chinese government. TikTok's Chinese parent company says it would need a license from the Chinese government before it can sell to a U.S. company.
Pet owners are making it clear their furry friend comes right along with them as a package deal. A survey from Wedding Wire asking dog lovers how important it is that their partner also loves dogs. 68% of dog owners say having a dog-loving mentality is make or break for them. They also found out that about half of couples want to include their dog in the wedding process in some way or another. And Zaina, I know you are a proud doggy mom.
I am, and I agree with half of this. I do think finding someone that loves dogs is important, but I don't necessarily know if they have to walk down the aisle with you.
Exactly. You never can tell how that's going to work out on the big day. Okay, some are calling this Georgia veteran the Miracle Man after winning his battle with COVID-19. His incredible homecoming is up next.
And most of us are dry this afternoon, but we are tracking one tiny little downpour now moving through central Scranton County past Sylvania. Take a look at storm chances for the rest of the week coming up.
The goal, to protect and serve. A community now challenging what protection and service looks like.
I did and became outside my house
police use of force, when and who it impacts the most. An I-team investigation tonight at 6 o'clock.
That's 999-9999.
After a 5-month battle with COVID-19, a 72-year-old veteran is now finally back home. He was in a coma, had to be on a ventilator for 100 days.
Some people in the Savannah area are calling it a miracle. Mariah Conquito was there when his family welcomed him home.
I can't believe that he's coming home. I'm just so excited.
72-year-old Kenneth Smith hasn't been home since late March when he was sent to the hospital because of COVID-19 symptoms.
He went through just such a hard time, and I would tell you, so many times I was asked to consent to a DNR, and I just believed God for this miracle.
Smith's wife, Teresa, says he went to the hospital when he had shortness of breath. He spent 100 days on a ventilator and ended up in a coma.
He just has so much to live for.
Smith got his name Miracle Man from his doctors and VA nurses after he took a turn for the worst in May. Miracle Man's family never let down hope. They prayed and prayed for this day to come.
What better way to welcome him home?
I really have a lot to be thankful for.
Smith's faith in God is what he says brought him home safely.
First of all, I'd like to thank God.
Smith is a deacon in his church and a 22-year military veteran, among many other things.
I was one of the first ones to come down with the coronavirus in the state of Georgia. We're close to being one of the first ones.
Smith says he still has plenty of rehab to do, including working on getting him walking again and using his hands. She encourages people to see the positives of this miracle and never lose hope.
If they would just trust and believe God, prayers, and not give in, not give up. You know, don't sign anything. Just let God do his job.
What an awesome arrival Miracle Man had there. You heard them say there's still a lot of recovery Smith still has to do, but he is expected to make a full recovery.
That is one strong 72-year-old. And strong faith, too, as you could tell there by that front yard reception. All right, let's have a look outside. I believe we're going to check out our Whiskey Road camera in the Aiken area. Kind of a postcard-looking afternoon, Riley, but you better find some shade if you're going to be outside.
Definitely so, Richard. It's a good-looking view over in Aiken and a nice-looking view over in Grovetown as well. You can see some blue sky. Our cumulus clouds today aren't too tall, so they're not all too menacing at the moment, and most of us are looking fairly dry through the rest of this evening as well. We're currently up to 91 degrees here in Augusta, which should actually be one of the cooler days this work week. Unfortunately, I know we're starting September tomorrow, but our temperature is only going to be increasing. If you're stepping out to maybe walk the dog this afternoon, and for each afternoon this week, just be monitoring what type of temperature you're walking on. Asphalt can be as high as 140 degrees whenever that air temperature gets over 90, concrete 125, and the bottom of your dog's feet start to burn in as little as 5 minutes at 120 degrees. So each afternoon we're going to see temperatures exceed that limit. So just make sure, put your back of your hand on top of that asphalt or concrete. You can leave it there for 10 seconds and it should be okay for them, but if you can't, just need to find a different surface to walk on. We do have high pressure sitting in the Gulf. This is helping just bring in a lot of moisture, a lot of humidity in our air, and it's bringing some storms across the southeast, but we're not seeing all too much for us here in the CSRA. We cannot rule out some isolated downpours popping up. You can kind of see that happening right between Warren and McDuffie County right there, but for the most part, not expecting too widespread of showers and storms today. But a little bit closer look, you can see how just these little tiny pockets of brief little showers kind of pop up, then they fizzle out. So not going completely dry, just expecting most of us to stay dry through this evening. Anything out there past sunset should be out of here by midnight, and low temperatures expected to stay in the mid-70s overnight. For your Tuesday, expecting a similar setup, not completely rain-free, but most of us are looking dry, and those highs will be very hot again. But take a look at what happens as we head later into the week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, our feel-like temperatures are up to 108. So that is brutal, folks. If you're working outside, take a lot of breaks, drink plenty of water, and just try to manage this heat as best as you can. As far as rain chances go, we're not expected to be too stormy this week. So whenever we see these intense heat waves, it usually suppresses our storm chances thanks to just being an upper-level ridge We have sinking air, kind of inhibits storms from developing all too much. So not rain-free the next few days. It's just that we're not expecting a lot of storms to develop most afternoons, especially Thursday and Friday. Just really hot and humid, folks. Be safe out there. It does look to improve by the weekend.
Thanks, Riley. Amazon is releasing a new product similar to a Fitbit that can track your actual body composition using a 3D image. We'll show you how it works after the break.
Like and follow News 1226 on Facebook for the latest up-to-date coverage near you.
Get ready, Amazon releasing new products that can track your health and give you immediate feedback on how you're doing.
It's similar to the Apple Watch and Fitbit, but offers more features. Jamie Tucker tells us about Amazon's Halo Band.
Amazon's new fitness product is called the Halo. It's similar to the Apple Watch, but more like the Fitbit, and it tracks your exercise, heart rate, temperature, sleep. But to get all of the features, get this, you'll have to strip down to your underwear. Amazon provided this video to show how it works. You'll stand in front of a smartphone camera to capture front and side views of your body. And thanks to the high-quality cameras in smartphones, Halo will be able to create a 3D image of your body and determine just how much body fat you have and your body mass index, or BMI. You'll then be able to see how exercise and diet can change your body over time using the Halo app. Now, if that isn't enough tech for you, Halo can also track your emotional well-being. The band has microphones and can listen to the tone of your voice during a conversation. It'll listen to your voice's pitch, tempo, and rhythm to determine if you're happy or sad when you're at work or around other people. You'll get a daily summary on your phone. Now, of course, this brings up a ton of privacy concerns for people who wouldn't take off their clothes in front of a camera or allow Amazon to record what you're saying. But Amazon says the data is encrypted. Your skivvy selfies are not viewed by anyone and are deleted once the 3D scan is complete. And no one will listen to your conversations.
We're going to need all that in writing, Jamie. The Halo Band will be available soon. It costs $65. If you can sign up to be one of the first to get the device on Amazon. But I don't know if people are ready to see themselves in 3D, for one thing, in their underwear.
I was just thinking the same thing. I don't know if I'm totally for it. I don't know if I trust Amazon yet.
And do we need an app to tell us if you're happy or sad at work? I think all of us know if you're happy or sad at work.
Or we think we do. I don't know. Maybe we need it.
All right, Riley.
All smiles up here. We got green light to watch the car the next couple afternoons. Not expecting much in the way of storms. It is going to be very hot, though. We'll have another look at that forecast coming up. All right, folks, we just had a 5 p.m. update from the National Hurricane Center, and we now have Tropical Depression 15 that just formed off the Carolina coastline. Luckily, this storm is not expected to really impact land all too much. Could bring some rip current advisories across the Carolina coastline, but the eventual path is expected to stay towards the northeast. Now, it is a tropical depression right now with winds sustained at 35 miles an hour. Once they get up to tropical storm force, then we could possibly have Tropical Storm Nana. Now, we're currently monitoring a few other systems as well south of this one, so it'll be a matter of time if it does reach Tropical Storm Force strength first, and that is anticipated over the next several days. You can see it is expected to stay a tropical storm over open water, so luckily no issue for us here in the CSRA. Now, for us, it's really just going to be the heat and humidity all week long. We're expecting highs to stay above average Tuesday through Friday. Thursday and Friday look like the hottest days of the week.
Riley, thanks. The news continues here on News 12. We're back in 3 minutes.